is open. There was a leaf. It is actually quite windy, and it just started to rain, and I think I just heard a thunder. So we'll see. Also, it is about 6:30 at night, so it's getting dark, and it's quite cloudy. So I figured this would be a nice setting to just sit here and relax a little bit and to talk a little bit. This week I am on a trip. Well, actually, like a vacation with my family, with my parents and my son. And at the end of the week, my two brothers and their families will join us. And we're just spending a week, well, in the forests, basically. You can see all the grass. That is the garden that is attached to the house that we're in. And it is in a Airbnb. And the people that rent this place live next door. But we have our own little cabin in the woods. And just, when where the garden stops being the garden, that's where the forest starts. We are in Friesland, which is one of the 12 provinces in the Netherlands. And it's next to the one where I live in, Groningen. So it was like maybe an hour and a little bit of a drive, so not too far away. But we are in an area that I'm not quite familiar with. I mean, in theory, yes, but there are lots of places around here that I've never visited. So it's quite nice, and well, I love the forest no matter what, but I especially love the forest in autumn when it's cold and windy and wet, and especially if you have like a little nice cabin for yourself, it's just also comfortable. So I'm just gonna whisper a bit, and we'll see. It might be getting dark. Well, no, it is gonna be dark, so probably for the next few minutes, while you're listening to me, the screen will also start to get black. But yeah, that's what it is. It is Wednesday today, and we had a wonderful day. I don't know, I think I'm truly in a vacation mood, because already I don't remember what we've done. Let me think. We went here on Monday, and then we had yesterday. Yesterday we what did we do? Oh, we visited a village, a nearby village. It's called Wolvega, and it wasn't too long of a drive, so we spent some time there, and we also explored the forest. Oh, actually the first night, the day that we arrived, my mom and I went outside when it was dark, and let me tell you, it was like pitch dark in the forests. Oh yeah, there is some thunder in the distance. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it, but it's definitely there. Maybe we'll catch some lightning. That would be nice. So the first night, my mom and I decided to venture outside for a bit. And at first we could still see the lights in the house that we were in, that we're renting. But then when we got a little bit further along, it was just so dark, we couldn't see anything. And I was using my iPhone, the flashlight in my iPhone to, enlighten, to light, to illumine, I don't know, to have a little bit of a light, obviously. But once in a while I would has returned to the Netherlands. So that's kinda, well, I think it's awesome, but it's also maybe kinda scary. There are some farmers who are not happy with it, which I can imagine, but still, it feels like the Netherlands. It's such a, oh, there's definitely thunder. It's such a densely populated area that the fact that some nature is like getting back, making its way back, I don't know, it just feels awesome, because usually it's the other way around. It's still nice to look at, I think. I hope the footage won't be like really, really, really dark, but it might be. So what we actually did, we we had like 30 minutes because we wanted to see a television program that started in 30 minutes. At 8:30 actually, so that must, we left at around 8, so we kind of decided, we're gonna walk for 15 minutes and then just turn around and walk for 15 minutes again and we'll be back home, which we did. But it was quite funny because just at the point where we were at 15 minutes in, we stood next to a lake, a little lake, but still a lake. So that was quite awesome. So we had to walk a little bit on this small path, and then there was a clearing and there was this lake, and that felt so differently from the forest, because there was some light. I mean, not really, because it was still dark, but yeah, I don't know, there's just more light in a clearing. The way that it gets dark in the forest first, because, a lot of the light gets blocked by the trees, probably. So then we returned, and we were on time to watch the program. And today we actually went to a village called Frederiksoord. And Frederiksoord and some other villages around have recently been added to the UNESCO World Heritage site program thingy. So that's quite special. And actually I want to explain to you what's special about the place, but I feel like I don't even know how to translate the word. But let me tell you, let me try. The thing that is going on around here, or that was going on around here, is called the Kolonie van Weldadigheid, which I don't even know how to translate. The thing is, it's like colonies of wealth. That's a little bit what it is, colonies of wealth. And the idea is this: it was around the time that Napoleon left the Netherlands, and that was 1818 or a little bit before, something like that, like about 200 years ago. And at that point, parts of the Netherlands were pretty poor. There were a lot of people in poverty. And then there was this one dude who came up with a kinda complicated plan. We're here now in a rural area, and this guy thought that he could, well, his plan was basically to move poor families from Amsterdam, like from the city of Amsterdam, move those families out here, and then here sort of start a new kind of community, and they would provide those families with a home and with jobs, and there was education, and basically, there was medical care. And his hopes were that these people could escape the poverty in this way. That was what he was trying to do. Oh, there is a dog now. Can you see the dog? Oh yeah, I was a little bit worried. I was for a bit like, oh, I can't use this footage if there's a person there, but I don't think you'll be able to see it really well. That's the people that live next door that run this place. And there's a dog, and the dog has a beautiful garden to run around in. So yeah. So this guy, years ago. Somehow he convinced the government that this was a good idea, so there are several villages around the area where I'm in now, where like new villages were built or existing villages were expanded, I don't know, but they built lots of small houses for the families, and they built schools, and they built like bigger houses, and they built schools. Well, I said schools already, didn't I? Like smaller schools and bigger schools, and they were just yeah, that's basically what happened. And in the end, it wasn't really a success, mostly because it was way too expensive. And now I'm getting at this point where I probably don't know enough details to explain this really well, so I won't. But what I do know is that this dude, that, you know, the inventor of all this, his idea was that the people got jobs but then would actually make things, and that could be sold, so that this whole community was sort of self-sufficient. That was the idea, but that was not how it went in reality, and they needed more money and more money and more money. And well, after a while, basically the government said like, okay, we're not gonna do this anymore, we're not gonna pay for this anymore, and then the program stopped. And nowadays there's still much to be seen from those days, so lots of buildings are still here, and yeah, many people moved then from Amsterdam to this area and then stayed here. So there's like lots of people who live, well, I don't know if it's lots of people, but there's people that live here that, you know, their heritage is coming from this project. So it's actually quite interesting and quite unique. And well, for the locals here, it's always been like there was a museum and there were some houses that you could visit, and they were trying to tell their story. But well, I don't know, I think it almost took 10 years or something like that, or they started in 2011 or 13. They actually tried to get it on the World Heritage list. They got declined at least once, if I'm correct. But they just, you know, they were pretty tenacious. And well, just this year, only a couple of months ago, they got the good news that they are now officially on the World Heritage list, made by UNESCO, the United Nations. ESCO, I don't even know what it is. Cultural society, I don't know. I'm just guessing here because I really don't know. Now again, there's a person walking there. I think I'm fine with the footage because it's clearly like not see. Oh, the dog is still here too, closer to the home. I do like it that it is dark like this. I hope you don't mind. It feels just so cozy. Although I think, is it still raining? Yeah, I think a little bit. But like half an hour ago it was raining loudly, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be nice if I'm gonna record. And now it's like, not so much. It's still nice, and I can hear the wind pretty well. I don't know about you, but you might be able to as well. But it's not raining, at least not loudly. But the person walking outside is wearing a hoodie, what's the word? In Dutch we would say capuchon, which does not sound Dutch at all, but it might be French, I don't know. So the next couple of days we're still here. We're gonna visit some more towns and some more forests. And oh yeah, like I said, then the rest of my family members are joining. And then we'll return. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to be here for a little bit more. And yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to everything. Yeah. And by the way, I'm also really enjoying YouTube. spending a little bit trying to, for example, I've been working on my thumbnail game, and I'm really enjoying that. I feel like finally I at least like my own thumbnails, and I have plenty to get better at, but that's okay. I'm just really enjoying the process, and I'm creating all these gaming videos. I don't know if you've noticed, especially the last one got hardly any views. It's like the YouTube algorithm is so complicated, but I'm totally fine with it. I'm just like, I'm gonna create the videos that I want to create, and there will be some people who like them, and that's enough. I don't need the millions of I don't know, it's just not my focus. It's not even that I'm thinking about that and then consciously deciding that I don't care about that. I'm just not even thinking about that. That's what it is. It's just really enjoyable. I should have done that earlier, but yeah, I don't know. This is where we are now. I feel like this person who's standing here is now just below this window, and I think she's not able to hear me, but suddenly I'm like, is she able to hear me? She's not, right? Oh, it's really getting dark, by the way. Oh, I like this. Okay, let me try and forget that she might be here. She might have entered our house. Let me see, what else can I tell you? I almost wanted to tell you one thing, but it's a little bit early to tell you that. And by the way, it has nothing to do with the YouTube channel at all. It's something for the business. Some cool thing that might happen and it might not. So I just had a call about it today. So I was about to tell you, and then it was like, no, it's not even like, it has to be a little bit further along before I can tell, because now it might not happen at all. So, sorry. I hate it when people do this, and now I'm doing it kind of accidentally, but still doing it. But it's not even, it has nothing to do with the YouTube channel, so it's nothing really. It is getting dark. I like this so much. I also like this window, by the way. I like the fact that it has 4 little windows. And I also, okay, now you're gonna see me. Hi, can you even see me? This is proof that I'm actually here. I really like the fact that it's like a mechanical window. Oh boy, I should not have done this. Let me see if I can. Yes. Okay. But I like that it it opens up really widely if you want to. And you might be wondering, but this is like a vase, and it has 2 really huge fake flowers that look kind of beautiful. I don't know. Actually, they look beautiful. The thing is, I don't like fake flowers. I don't like fake in general. It's the same with if you have like for example, you have a kitchen and you want to buy a new counter, the flat surface where you work on working space, and then sometimes you're able to buy something that looks like wood or that looks like some expensive stone, but it's actually not. I really, really, really hate that. I would much rather, if I want to buy a cheap counter, I just want something that's not pretentious, just something that's like plain, like we're not gonna pretend we're wood, we're not gonna pretend we're some kind of diamond, we're just gonna be what we are. I like it if stuff is what it is. And I feel like this window is what it is. And now I'm thinking, like, which window isn't what it is? Well, one thing, sometimes you have a window like this, but it's actually one huge glass thing, and then the cross, which separates the one thing into the 4 things, that's actually, well, fake in as far as that it's just glued upon the glass, and I hate that too. I especially hate that. And these windows are wood, like real wood, and that's something that I enjoy, although I can totally see why plastic makes sense. Like less are able to reach the sky, but they're not able to curl around, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, I just lie down. I was sitting on a bed, and now I just lie down, so I'm now actually not looking out of the window anymore, but I'm looking at the roof of this room. So I think it's actually time to stop whispering and yeah, to start enjoying my nights. I think I'll upload this tonight. I'm kind of into the whole Wednesday, Sunday YouTube video plan, although it's still not an official plan because I know myself by now. As soon as I announce that it's an official plan, I'll stop uploading. But as long as it's not an official plan, so it's the